In this video, we are going to look at quotient to a power rule. What happens here is the same thing that happens when you are multiplying. We're just going to distribute the power to each term. In the first part, we have z divided by 2, and we raise that to the power 4. We will distribute the 4 to the numerator and also to the denominator. And we will get z to the power 4, and then we divide that by 2 to the power 4. Now, 2 to the power 4 is 16, but maybe you can leave it like that. Let's take a look if that's okay with the computer. Now, it wants me to compute 2 to the power 4, which is 16. You can just use a calculator for that. Okay. The next question says it's u divided by t, and then it's to the power -2. Now, I want you to remember what happens when you are raising a fraction to a negative power and you want to get rid of this negative power. What you do is you just switch the top and the bottom, and the negative goes away. The t that was on the bottom will jump to the top. The u that was on the top will jump to the bottom. And then the whole thing is now raised to a positive power 2. And what remains is just distributing that 2 to each term. We've got t squared divided by u squared. Okay, let's enter that. Let's see if that's correct. Okay, the next example says it's 4xy squared divided by z. Now you are raising that to the power 3. And just as before, we are going to distribute this power 3 to all the terms, every single one, including the one on the bottom. We've got 4 to the power 3, we got x to the power 3, we got y squared to the power 3, and finally on the bottom we got z to the power 3. Now at this point, you just have to do one more thing. Remember, the power to a power property of exponents is that we are multiplying them. Also, you can use a calculator and compute 4 cubed, which is going to be 64. And then we got x cubed. Here, remember, we are multiplying the powers. This will become y to the power 6. And then we divide that by z cubed. All right, let's enter that. And divide by z cubed. Oh. All right. The last one looks complicated. We've got 5a to the power -2 divided by b to the power 7, and the whole thing is raised to the power 2. And again, just as before, we are going to distribute that power 2 to every term. We've got 5 squared. We've got a to the power -2, and then we're squaring that. And then divide that by b to the power 7, and we square that. Now, at this point, we are going to use the power to a power rule, which just tells you that we are multiplying them. We're going to get 25, a to the power -4. And then here we're again using the same rule where we multiply the powers. And we're going to have 14. The only thing that remains is that you are not supposed to leave any negative powers in your final answer. What do you do with the negative power? One thing you do not do is move that minus outside. That does not work. Anytime you see a negative power, to make it a positive power, you want to switch it to the bottom if it's on the top, or if it were on the bottom, then you would move it to the top. Now, in this case, I've got the negative power on the top. I'm going to move it to the bottom, and that will be it. That'll be the final answer. Let's go ahead and put that in. Oops, this is supposed to be 25, and we are checking that.